Oh my goodness. What's up, everybody? It's I'm sorry, so sorry for the late start. Man, but I need to start with I mean my emotions are kind of getting the best of me here. When Panda Sub said we've been in your chat talking this whole time, I thought he was kidding. I thought he was joking. Panda Sub, I thought you were joking. I rushed down. I had a meeting at our synagogue that was kind of an important meeting that ended up, it was originally going to be on Zoom, but then they're like, hey, we need everybody to come in. This was an important meeting. And I'm a member of the temple board, and I'm the vice president of education for my synagogue, so as part of the executive committee, I needed to be there. And so, unfortunately, I didn't get home until like, I don't know, 5-6 minutes ago. And I pop open the chat to get it ready for the show, and you guys are all in there. I Qeorge, Panda, Mav, where they at? Back, Brian, Sister Lupa, Masuko,
Graphic God was in there
Geeks,
earlier.
Timmy,
Cash,
Yeah.
Timmy.
Geeks,
Doggy Dog.
Doggy Dog.
Yeah.
I Dread. And those are just the ones that scrolled out from the chat. I mean, it only holds so much of the chat before it scrolls out. I don't know. I'm speechless. I don't know. I don't know what to say other than we love you guys so much. I got nothing. I'm just blown away. You guys are
Family, brother.
yeah. You guys are so awesome. For an hour, for an hour, you guys were in there.
It was the next level chat show.
Yeah. Wow. Just wow. Tim is in the chat. Drinking games with Josh. I see Josh. So. All right, so hope everybody's doing well. It actually was a good meeting, guys. It was actually, I feel good. I feel better. I don't know we accomplished anything, but I got a lot off my chest, and that's the important part. And found out there's people like me. So, Chris, Peter, how you guys doing?
Doing good.
Yeah,
I got my new green.
See that?
Not my new green screen, but my camera set up. So
Look at that.
see how it pans out.
Yeah, look at that. So
fancy. So now I'm
nice.
having in the background some Raji. Just got onto
Oh,
Game
so you're-
Pass either yesterday or today, whatever it was. So.
Oh, wow. That's cool. That's cool. So, actually, Panda Sub, yes. I thank you. Considering how utterly fat I was in April, I've lost 28 pounds, and I'm on the retro bro mission of looking like him. So, but Chris, how are you doing?
Good. I had a nap today, and I woke up at 8 o'clock thinking I was late. Woke up, saw your message, and like, all right, cool. I had enough time to eat dinner and get things ready.
Nice.
Yeah, good. A lot of work. Real busy. So sorry I missed you guys last week. Yeah.
It's all good.
Just,
we had a lot. I mean, it was a
crazy
big, giant.
Oh yeah,
giant
I figured
panel.
you guys
So.
were good. Yeah, plenty
Yeah.
of people there. So that was cool. And then I just then over the weekend
But still,
took Monday off.
We always miss you when you can't make it.
I hate that I wasn't there with all the guys. So just listen to y'all's fun of being down there.
It's all good.
The
It's all
Crayola.
good, brother. Yeah,
And,
that was.
Yeah, that was great to watch. Just watching you guys live on Friday and then Saturday when you went live, and just you, Seth, and all the guys, and then your wife and your other two sons showed up. So it was just great watching all that.
We had
Really
a lot of
cool
fun.
Just watching Tommy sitting there getting with everybody and showing everybody how to play and all that. So I mean, he's great.
Yeah, he really is. And I think one of the things that I'd said this a couple of times on Amico After Dark, and I think I said it here last week too. One of the things was that I was looking for was Seth's reaction to all that, right?
Mhm.
How was Seth gonna feel, right? How was he gonna react to, he's got an iPad and he's got a Switch Lite, and we've got the Xbox One X upstairs, so he's got his choice of he's got a 360 up there. He definitely Seth's a gamer. Seth can game.
Yeah.
So how is he going to react to something that was a little more simplistic, a little more a little easier to play? He took right to it. Loved the controller, loved the Astro Smash. I said on Amico After Dark, there was something really surreal about being the first one to play Astro Smash and then handing that controller to my son, kind of like a generational thing, and then watching him play a game that I grew up playing when I was a kid. There was something just magical about that. And I was like, okay, this is this validates my purchase.
Especially I mean, we could get our kids to play the old school version, but I don't think they would take to it as well. That's the great thing that Tommy and with the television, bringing Amico and preparing to refresh a lot of these games to where, we liked them back then, but to be able to attract the kids nowadays. So
right.
That just makes it all better.
Yep. And last night, as Big Daddy is pointing out, we talked to their CFO, Nick Richards.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah.
Real candid conversation about the economics of it, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was real. And hopefully they're able to, everything works out for the launch and all that.
Yeah. I would like the three of us to be able to play this thing in October.
Yeah, hopefully we at least, like you said, maybe there's a soft launch. And then those of us with the VIP and the founders were able to play. We could stream it and just get the word out there.
It'd be real.
Assemble it myself if I have to.
All right, Tommy,
it's like the Corvette, the Z whatever 71 or whatever it is.
Just send
we
it
go
to
the
us.
factory and put it together yourself.
Right.
I would do that.
Like a model kit. You just get it sent home in parts, and then you.
Even if you have to go to the factory in order to do that, but yeah.
We'll fly
I'll sign
out
a waiver
to.
saying that, if something doesn't work afterwards, maybe I didn't put it together right.
I'll fly out.
Yeah.
You know what? I'll fly out to Orange County, and I'll get ours for us. I'll go pick ours up.
There you go.
So, what I'm looking forward to too with the three of us is, and Level 857 did their video today. They put out their video with their impressions, and I give a great shout out to those guys over at Level 857. And they actually pointed out, although they said it was Rab and not me by accident name wise, but they mentioned that with me and my son, and that was really heartwarming. That I'm not the only one who noticed it. Right, other people noticed it. So what I'd love to do when we get this thing, is something they brought up, something that doesn't happen anymore because we're too busy in these open world first person games, stuff like that. We should do a weekly score challenge that we do, and then on Thursday nights we compare our scores. They got leaderboards and stuff like that.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
And then we do some scores, and maybe what we do, and I'm just spitballing. Maybe a lot of the people in the chat are going to have Amicos. We could do some scoreboard giveaway stuff.
Yeah.
We could do some competitions and things. That's something else that this system's going to bring. I appreciate I'm glad that you enjoyed what we were doing. I was really touch and go on whether or not that live stream was going to work, but knock on wood.
Went well. That Surface Pro worked pretty well.
The Surface Pro worked.
You have a
Got it right
Surface
here.
Pro 3?
This one's a 4.
Oh, okay. I had the 3.
I think it's a 4.
My wife has a 4.
That
Maybe
looks like
it's-
the 4.
Maybe it's not. Maybe it's a 3. Maybe I have a 2. Hold on, let me see what this says.
No, because I had the 3, and on the back it doesn't have the Microsoft logo. It has the Surface.
Okay. All right. So yeah, mine has the Microsoft logo on it.
Yeah.
So maybe it's a 4. But that and the Wi-Fi at Crayola, which they said was spotty and wouldn't work, held up the whole time.
It did.
Like I walked over to the lady that put that was our contact, and I'm like, she said, "Are you still live?" I said, "Yeah, this thing has been rock solid." She goes, "That's great," because we weren't sure. So, that was a lot
I
of
showed my
fun.
daughter a little bit when you were live at Crayola, and she came over because I was hang out, see what I was doing, and showed her when I rewinded a little bit, showed her Shark, and so she thought it would look pretty cool. So I think we're gonna have a good time with that. Me
I
and my
think
wife,
so.
My daughters in the living room have some
Yeah.
game nights. So.
And that may be where ours goes.
I'm gonna buy a second one. One's going in the living room for the family, and I think I want to buy a white one once it hits the shelves. So
One stays in the box.
you're keeping yours in the box,
No.
Give me a collector's item.
but yeah, I want to get a second one so I can put the white one in the living room, and then put the VIP here in the game room. So
Yeah. I'm thinking that I might see. I like the idea of having it down here on the big screen, so that and I might actually let the kids come down here and play.
there you
But
go.
if we get company, if they get company, this is a nice big room for them to play in. Plus, I can stream it. So, yeah. So it's that weekend got me excited again. It got me excited for what could be, and look, the reality is the reality. If they can't get parts and they're having to pay, through the nose to get parts because they can't get them in bulk, and that has to make them, push it back a little bit. But they don't. I mean, you can't. You put the console out. And you can't afford to keep the company running. What good is putting the console out?
Yeah.
Exactly.
So, but I also said, I'm kind of a little greedy on this because now I've played it. Now I've touched it.
Yeah,
If there's
now you want
any
it.
way, if there's any way of getting it out for at least some of us, you know, and if it helps them, I know Peter and I are getting a $50 gift card, and you're getting a $25 for the VIP.
Yeah.
I told Tommy when we met him, I said, I'll give you back the $50 thing. And he said, well, that really doesn't help, you know, because it's not, you know, it's just a gift card. I said, fine. I'll buy my first set of games, and I'm going to hold on to that gift card for like the second slate of games. And he's like, that'll work, because then we're giving money back to the developer, you know? So, you know, I'll do my part to help. So.
Did anybody ask him last night?
Bill Isett said, well, so Phil, no, they don't want to do that or any kind of crowdfunding, but
yeah,
so,
I get it.
2 people now said this, Qeorge Games, and now Phil Isett said, check out the post from Hans Lipitch, who's one of the intelligent folks on LinkedIn. It looks like they've secured parts.
Oh,
So maybe we're on our way. So
I mean, you know, even who else said it? I think maybe Phil Spencer said about the Xbox series and stuff. He's like, you know, even things like Ethernet ports, you know, just you know, kind of a stupid component,
Yeah.
but those were kind of, you know, kind of hard to get.
right.
And if Microsoft is having issues, then, you know, television will have more issues because,
Right.
yeah.
Big Daddy says they're doing another round of fundraising. They just said that. I did know. So, Qeorge, you're shoot. I don't have a problem making you a mod, brother. Hang on, and then you could post the link. I have no issue with you being a mod. Yeah. Hey,
I wanted Qeorge. Are you going to be able to go when they go to Utah? I want to be close enough for him to go check it out.
Oh yeah. Oh, that'd be cool. Then I want to get
No, I know you're in Utah, but if they, you know, have they said exactly where in Utah they're going to be?
Well, they're in
something about
Salt
a museum,
Lake,
right? Kids museum.
Yeah, they're in Salt Lake. Is their office? So.
Oh, okay, Salt Lake. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, maybe Qeorge. Maybe he'll be able to go. Because I know he's trying to work things out too behind the scenes also. And it would be cool if, you know, they can make it down this way for PAX South. But I'm not
That
sure,
would be.
you know, it's a lot of, you know, how much money that would be for them for a PAX South.
Yeah.
But, yeah, that would be great if they could. Get Mav and Kate over here. They might go anyway, so.
So anyway, all right. So what have you guys been up to this week before we get into I figure what we'll do is we do a couple of our topics we wanted to do a little bit of news and like, you know, just because we started late doesn't mean I want to go to 2 a.m. I wouldn't do that to you guys. So
You know?
we can do some abbreviated stuff, and then once again, and thank you guys for holding on too. No, we're not going to 3 a.m. Big Daddy, I promise. So what have you guys been playing this week?
Well, as you can see, some Raji.
Yes.
It's kind of cool. It reminds me a little bit of the original Prince of Persia, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Slightly different. I mean, that was more like completely 2D, right?
Yeah.
Like the view. This one is a little bit more. This one basically, you know, it has still has a fixed path, but the camera rotates.
Yeah.
But it doesn't have a free camera, so it's like the camera is on rails. It's done quite well. Did a good job.
Good platform.
Enjoyable. Yeah.
Yeah.
Another game that I stopped playing is Control. And it's kind of a good lead in a lot of our topics.
That's 2 Game Pass games right there.
Well, yeah, but I bought Control,
did you buy-
the Ultimate Edition.
Oh,
before
that's
it
right.
Yeah,
came
you
in,
don't get the upgrade.
Pass.
You don't get the upgrade with the Game Pass version. You don't get
Yeah,
that.
So
That's
I
true.
have the you know, the eye candy version, and I must say 30 frames per second, even if it has eye candy, sucks compared with 60. It's so jerky. It's like, you know, I couldn't really play it. Once in a while, I'll turn it on, you know, just to see what the scenery will, you know, what the scene will look like, but not for, you know, running around and stuff. It's too. You know, certain games where you have played in 30, like remember in Destiny, it's like it didn't feel as bad as most games at 30.
Mhm.
But,
Yeah.
Give me 60 or give me death. That's where I'm at right now.
Nice.
And it's kind of a bummer, you know, with these next-gen consoles that they cannot do 60 and ray tracing. I mean, you know, that's what I would consider next gen. I guess this is now called current gen. So maybe
Well,
when
they're
we get
working on it.
now in 4 years, when we get our series refresh.
No, we don't need another refresh.
Oh, it's going to be refreshes from now
Uh.
on. It's not going to be generations like a PlayStation might. It might say PlayStation 6. I mean, this is going to be like Series X Gen 2, you know? That stuff. Just like iPad. What do you have, iPad? Okay, a generation. Well, let me see. Or like, you know, Surface Pro. It's like, I guess they have actual numbers. But yeah, it's a little disappointing. But 60 still looks pretty good.
Yeah, and
I mean,
we'll
even
talk
with
about
even with the ray tracing and stuff, it's like that game does not have the hardest eye porn.
Control.
Yeah, Control. Yeah,
Yeah.
and it looks good. It doesn't look like you know, oh my gosh, you know, need to play this just to see the graphics.
Wow.
Yeah.
What's your take on the whole 3060 stuff?
We can start that now if you want. We can hit that first.
Yeah,
I
I guess I'll lead it into that. It's like kind of a.
You already started it, sir.
All right, but what have you played first though, Chris, and then we'll get started. Because
little Panda sub said, Peter, with all due respect, frames per second isn't everything to the art of games.
All right, we're gonna get into it.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Yeah,
Chris,
I kind of agree with that. Depending on the game.
What were you playing?
It's the same thing with movies, you know. And 20 frames per second, some of them look real bad.
I've been playing. I guess last week, you know, I played Valhalla. Still trying to finish that. I know I'm close to the end. And then when I got Death's Door over here, and I played that when that came out the other day, Tuesday. So challenging game, great looking game. I like it. I like the controls. You're like feels like you're a Jedi Raven or something like that. That's pretty cool. So I look forward to see how far I can get on that.
Nice.
I think the mini bosses are going to be great. I've seen people on Twitter showing some of the bosses, and I'm like, wow.
Cool. I mean, I know do it this way. It's one of those games that it's not on Game Pass, right? You have to buy it.
No, but it was only $17. Well, it was the other day.
17.
Xbox.
And it's like 1 month of Game Pass Ultimate. Just
Oh, it's a crow. It's definitely. It looks like a raven to me. I don't know, crow, raven.
It is a crow. Didn't you watch the Devolver?
You know, there's so much going on in the Devolver. So
I only saw hot dogs. So.
yeah,
Hey.
chili cheese dogs. But no, it's a great game. It's worth the buy. To me, it's worth the buy. So, and then of course, we got some pretty good games coming in Game Pass. Raji's one of them.
Yeah, there are.
That's already out.
Yeah, and there's a couple there that
Flight Simulator.
Indie Gamer, yeah, and the Flight
Next week,
Simulator.
right? I think.
Yeah.
Is it next week? Next Tuesday?
27 maybe. Something like that.
20. Hold on, let me look at the. I thought it was 27, because I thought it was a Tuesday.
I think it's next Tuesday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm gearing to give that a try. I keep thinking, how much am I gonna be able to concentrate on it? I don't know, but I'm gonna give it a run. So let me I'm gonna try to fix the chat a little bit so that the chat's a little bit. There we go.
Except Opaque one. I don't know if I've seen him before or her. So appreciate you being in there. Opaque. Eternal Shaddai just popped in.
Shaddai's coming on next month.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
you say Relic just popped in.
Hey,
also.
what's up, brother Relic? No. Okay. All right. So I switched topics so that we could get into. I wasn't sure. Well, I wasn't sure which one we really would talk about first. I mean, EA Play happened this afternoon, and there's a bunch of announcements came out of that. We can talk about that second, but Peter did an excellent lead-in. So, Peter, if you would.
Hang on, I lost my screen. Can't see me.
Garvey in the chat.
The other Myke.
Oh, there's 60 FPS or 30 FPS. For
There
the
it
real
is.
point ones, 120 FPS.
Well, yeah, I didn't even put 120 FPS because not all of us can.
No.
So,
Oh, I
so
can
this
now
is-
on my PC.
well, yeah, you can. But hey, Mega Mike, what's up? You can. I've seen it argued both ways. All right, so the reason this came up was because we were having a conversation about Control. Peter was talking to us about Control, and he was bringing up what his feelings were. So go ahead and elaborate on that a little more to get this thing started.
Well, it's just it's so you turn the eye candy mode in, so full ray tracing and stuff. It looks good, but I hate it when you pan and it's like tuk 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 tuk. It's like you see more like a slideshow than. I'm exaggerating a little bit, but I like it to be smooth, So I switched it to 60, and to me, 60 is like it's nice and smooth, and when you pan and look around, and it doesn't look like jerky. The same thing with Watch Dogs. It's like the ray tracing, it looks fantastic, but the 30 frames per second, and it's like very. I mean, where you're just like if you pan just a little bit on like very small steps, it's reasonable. But once you start like looking from left to right, and especially when enemies attack, then you need to have that smooth.
Right.
But also, with Forza Horizon 4, remember when we got the could play it in 60 frames per second or 30, and it's like when you're in car and you see like the gravel and stuff on 30, it's like it almost makes me nauseous. And put it on 60, and then it's it's smoother and don't have any issues. So,
well, so you remember the big game I played last month that I had played through Sleeping Dogs Definitive Edition, right? And it got the 60 FPS boost on Xbox Series X, and it's a totally, to me, it's a totally different game. Like, it's a different feel. And that's just a, I don't want to call it a GTA clone, because it's not really a GTA clone, but
No.
it's a third person action, action kind of game. Hey, what's up, memes of destruction? What's going on? That is a man, dude. Go watch his videos. Hold on, let me say it. That is a man with a voice. He has a radio voice like I have never heard. Like, I love watching, even though I'm not like totally interested in some of the things he talks about, just because they're different. It's different than gaming and stuff, but I love to listen to him now because I love to listen to his voice. So everybody needs to go seriously and sub to Memes of Destruction. Dude is awesome. And I got to meet him at Crayola. Very cool guy on top of all that. So
yeah,
wanted to give him a shout for that.
Our top benefactor, Infinite, just popped in to say hi. He's busy.
Hey,
keep
it's
working,
all right.
sir. Keep working.
That's all right.
You got bills to pay.
So,
podcast and support. Hey, Lady Foxfire just popped in.
Hey, Lady Foxfire, what's happening? I had passed by earlier looking for you guys. Thanks. So we're here. I was late. I had a meeting. So I don't usually have them this late, but this one went late. So yeah, I mean, I know Panda. So Panda Subs got kind of the point that Insomniac used to make, which was, 30 frames is more cinematic. It's, and yes, 30 frames per second allows you to do things on the consoles that it can't do at 60, right? Which is the ray tracing and, high graphics and all that. You gotta sub them out. But
yeah, I mean, are they saying like it's it's just, it's cinematic? It's because, basically they can't do any higher because of the hardware limitations.
Right. They can.
It's kind of like an excuse for like,
Oh. Yeah, they are
But
bowing in
going
respect to
back
Lady
to your
Foxfire.
your Dreamcast years.
Mm-hmm.
What were those games?
Yeah.
I mean, were they 30?
Yeah, but they weren't.
Not all of them.
Games back then weren't pushing the high graphics. Nobody
Weren't
had
they,
regular TVs. I mean,
Yeah.
Well, the Dreamcast.
Right? I mean,
the Dreamcast was was it? Let me make sure, because
first HD.
The first one to actually do 640 by 480 through VGA. So, there's it wasn't full HD, but it was the first one to really take advantage of monitors, computer monitors. But most every game on the Dreamcast was 60 FPS, and they looked great. They looked fantastic. I get it's a hard. I'm pretty hard and fast on this. I will take 60 FPS over graphic fidelity and over resolution any day of the week.
Mm-hmm.
There's a smoothness to it that TVs are doing 120 hertz for television and movies as well, to Panda Sub's point, because that people want to see that smooth action. And in gaming, I like you brought up Forza Horizon 4, Peter. Tell me how much difference you really saw between 4K mode and performance mode, really, on the 1X.
On the 1X, I mean, it's the 60 frames per second. the 30 made me nauseous on the, especially watching the gravel road because it wasn't smooth. It was like, I don't know. And it's 60 frames per second. It was nice, smooth, and I didn't have any issues. There's also a lot of games when they, when they were going like 60 frames per second. You also increase your controller input, loop.
Yes, yes, you
So
do.
it's so you have that advantage as well.
And that comes in very handy with a number of things. Twitch shooters. Because we've seen. I mean, remember the first. Remember, I can't remember which one turned to 60, but the first one or two Halos were 30 frames per second, and when they were able to get Halo running at 60, it was a whole different game, a whole different feel. Go back and try to play the Master Chief Collection, the original or the anniversary CE. Try to play that at 30, and then play it at 60, and tell me that there's tell me you don't feel a difference.
You probably will. But the original was it was a slower pace. There's no sprinting, and so you didn't have to worry about getting nauseous if going too fast.
True.
No, but I'm with it all depends on the game. If it's a fast-paced game like Forza, certain FPS, 60 is better for it. The only thing is that like last gen, everybody kept pushing 4K, right? 4K TVs were starting to push in the market. Both PlayStation and Xbox were behind on it during 2013, and I think that's a big reason why we had the mid-gen refresh, because they wanted to get in on that 4K also, and they may have been pressured too by the TV market because they're like, hey, we need a console to go along with this 4K. So all these developers sitting here being pressured, well, we want these games to look good in 4K. We need you to, so they weren't allowed to do the whole 60 or so. Of course, the hardware too wasn't. Once they got to the 1X and the the Pro, I think, we started getting those options, right? Performance mode or graphics mode, and then leading into this gen, they're giving us those options also. So, it depends on the game. Like Garvey, turn-based RPG. Do you really need 60 in that or 120? It just, Valhalla. I've been playing that, and it's in 60.
Yeah, I played that in 60.
And it's great.
You also have the performance mode or the graphics mode.
Yeah. But Forza Horizon doesn't even have that on the Series X now. You just get 4K 60, which is what people want.
Or what about Ratchet and Clank, where you had like 3 modes? You had the, full ray tracing mode, or you had the performance mode, or you had the performance with ray tracing. So you have limited ray tracing, but still, so you get the best of both worlds. You still get your 60 frames per second, and some ray tracing. Yeah. I think that's the way to go. Not everything has to look like a mirror,
No. Very true. So,
and that's what we'll get in Forza Horizon 5, won't we?
Yeah.
It's like when you go to the Forza Vista mode or whatever it's called, when you view your car, at that point you get like your ray tracing. But when you're like just racing throughout, I don't know if it's no ray tracing at all or limited ray tracing.
And I think,
hey, good night, Timma.
I think people are starting to see games do that at least on the PS5 and Series X. You're not going to get that on the 1X. Well, they're not. But I think on those consoles that have the processing power, you're going to start seeing, maybe more 60 FPS modes with. Maybe they tone down the graphical fidelity. They tone down the total image, but they add ray tracing in as a side piece. Or the other thing they could do is just drop the resolution and do ray tracing. I think you could do that, right? Oh.
Yeah, I guess. You could do 1440, and then with
And then
60 frames
upscale
per
it.
second with ray tracing, and that gets upscaled to 4K. I mean,
Yeah.
you know, unless you're sitting very close to your TV,
Yeah.
you,
Now-
you might not see the difference unless you put it perhaps like side by side, or you have to have Digital Foundry saying like, oh, if you run it this mode, look what you're missing, or look what
Yep.
you're gaining, you know. 'Cause
So
that's another thing sometimes.
Yep. And so it's funny because and I know he's not. I know it's. What about Michael Garvey says? What about RPGs with turn-based fighting? I don't think that necessarily needs.
No.
You know, I'm fine with a game like that. You know, it's not that I won't play a 30 frame per second game. I mean,
Oh yeah,
we live
but
through.
if you have
know,
a choice, you know.
Yeah. If what would we want? I want 60. So
Mhm.
one of the nice things. Hey, what's up, JC Darby? Hey,
Hope he
thank
feels
you
better.
for
He
the
said he's not
like. He's
feeling
not
too well,
feel
so.
better, brother. And hey, great job on Gaming After Dark Tuesday, man. I'm not gonna lie, Titan Drago got you, but
But
it was an excellent. Yeah, it was a great. Yeah. So meme says Arc was beautiful, especially if your rig was beast, and that's. I know that's part of the issue. Part of the issue is you need enough processing power. CPU handles frame rate, GPU handles resolution. That's typically been the thing. Hey, Toolman, what's up, brother? That's typically been the thing. Now, whether or not that, you know, pipelines and all that other stuff comes into play as well. Hey, Coop.
Mhm.
So he won't be happy till he sees your beard in 4K, 420 FPS.
40K.
40K. 4J. I can't even read tonight. And by the way, Panda Sub also said, side note, Peter's background is awesome tonight. New green screen.
Oh yeah, thanks.
That is kind of cool. I've been watching. I'm staring at your box. We might have to move move some stuff around or make the video screen smaller so we can make ourselves larger so we can see what you do every week.
Yeah, just this week we'll see what
yeah
will
I think
happen
it's
from
cool.
now on.
I think it's cool. So, you know, 60. Okay, so he's saying 60 is best unless it's a JRPG turn-based, which means all of my games. Well, they're not dungeon crawlers. How about a dungeon crawler, Michael? A dungeon crawler would definitely be good in 60. So,
Yeah, but like, who was it? Panda or somebody was saying that some of these games where it's not so much fast-paced action, but there's a lot of cinematics, right? They cut scenes or whatever. So I guess for the developer, it's okay. They're more worried about optimizing that part of the game, you know, and you don't really need high frame rates for the gameplay itself, you know. I mean, it
Right.
depends on the game. I have peasant eyes, so you know, all the years I've been gaming, I really never noticed or paid attention to, oh, is this 30 or 60? If the game was smooth and it played well, I was happy if I enjoyed the game. But now that I am able to play some games in 60, I can tell the difference depending on the game. Like Valhalla, you know, I think definitely would prefer that in 60 than 30. So, you know,
especially if you can experience both, right? I mean, if there's a game,
right.
it's like, here it is, you know, and you cannot change it, then, you know, I mean, a great game is a great game. You play it. You're not saying like, oh, that sucks because it's only 30 frames per second. But
Coop, I'm glad you got your hat, but I don't know what happened. It's supposed to be an NLG hat, but it's all good. You got your Retro Renegade, so it's still part of GOG. I know. I saw when you
what
posted.
the hell?
Wait a minute. Well, when I went to go order, it had the two options, right? It had Retro Renegades and it had NLG. And I guess something happened where it must have went back to the Retro Renegade. So I'll get you
I hope that's
NLG
the one.
hat here soon. All good. And Qeorge, his shirt's coming. A little late ordering it, but it's ordered.
George right now is shirtless.
And then our second winner that day during the Crayola, Uh, it was Thomas.
Oh
And,
yeah.
he declined it because he said that he already has a few stuff from in television. So he was graciously cool with that. So at some point we'll do another giveaway for in television.
Okay. Oh. So yeah, I mean, I love it. See, the chat room's all over this. I love it, and I love
Lupa says
the.
Valhalla is 60 frames per second. Yeah, you can run it in both modes though.
Okay.
Yeah, but I've been playing in 60.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh. How's my pool game? You know, I break the pool table open every once in a while.
Probably use yours more than mine. Than I do mine. Because it has all stuff stacked up on it.
Well,
and that's how mine was.
The next Amico Fan Fest is at your house, right, Myke? And everybody can jump in, play some pool, some Amico.
Yeah, we'll see about that. We'll see about that. I have a Series X. Okay, so Mega Mike says I don't have a Series X. I have a Series X. I don't have a 120 FPS TV yet, which I don't either. So I have 60 FPS right now. He's saving up for an LED. Very nice.
Yeah,
nice.
Yeah, they're getting cheaper.
Once my TV dies, I'll get one too. But...
So Garvey says that he struggles with all the choices in Tomb Raider. I was actually going to bring up Tomb Raider because that's one of the first ones that I remember that had the choice that was on the 1X. Obviously games on the PS Pro like God of War, Horizon Zero Dawn. Now, Peter, you have a PS Pro. So were you playing stuff in
PS5 as well?
Were you? No, but I meant before the PS5. Were you playing stuff in performance mode when you could?
Yes.
Yeah, see?
I mean, basically, I'll try it both because I want to see, what am I missing? And most of the time it's like you don't really notice anything really missing except the frame rate is nice and smooth. Unless what I said earlier is like you pick your side by side and it's like, I can see the differences. But when you're being chased or you're racing and you're concentrating on, you're not really gonna say like, oh wait, there's a little shadow in the grass or something, that looks different or yeah.
But when we play games like Diablo, games that are 4-player, and you got a lot of stuff going on, right? A lot of action, lights are flashing, different powers. The 60 frames for those is best. So you don't have a little bit of, all that stuff going on, not so janky. So hopefully next week, I guess we'll be doing our co-op stream night. So
yeah, we have to figure out what we're gonna play.
Will be our co-op game.
All right, there you go.
We still need to finish Halo 4.
We do, but we need to do that maybe we can do it on the weekend.
We can do it on a weekend stream.
We got to definitely do it before Halo Infinite comes out.
Yes,
exactly.
And do a run through on Halo 5. I think we should, at least before.
And so you guys know, I think I told you in the Discord, we could tell everybody. So while next week's going to be our game stream night, and then people could jump in our chat, our party, like Shaddai did and Mav did and stuff. On August 5th, make sure I got the right day. August 5th, that's 2 weeks from now. We're going to have Joe.
Birthday.
Yeah.
Do not forget.
All right. I'm not going
to myself.
Yeah, don't worry. We will remind you. Trust me. I no way we're gonna let you make that mistake. You're not gonna make that mistake anyway.
I won't make that mistake.
Because you're an awesome guy with an awesome family. So that's not gonna happen.
That's why I have a daughter, because she'll remember. I'm making a birthday card for Mom. Oh wait, I'm just kidding.
Oh right. So here you go, honey. Is it? No. So we are going to have Joe Winter on in 2 weeks. Since Song of Iron is launching in August.
Yeah.
And this is my fault for my fault for not getting him on sooner, but we're gonna get him on next on the 5th to talk about Song of Iron, which is great.
Better late than never. Right before launch.
That's right before launch. So he's gonna be he's gonna join us. So we're gonna have an action-packed we're gonna have an action-packed August. We're gonna have that. I'm talking to. He's not in the chat, but I want to get Psychonauts on one of those other 2 days, and then we're gonna have Eternal Shadai on the 26th. So
nice.
Yeah, it's gonna be fun. And shout out since he's in the chat. Shout out to Dreadpool, because Dreadpool actually when they interviewed him was like, hey, we know these guys over at NLG. Do you want to go on and talk to them too? And then he set up private chat, private DM for the 3 of us to get us started. So he did. Dreadpool really did more to get him on the show than I did. So just to show you how awesome a guy Dread is. And by the way, once again, greatest car ride ever with Dreadpool and Cyrus.
Oh yeah,
Just
I'm so glad that Dread recorded it.
Oh my god! Yes, yes, that was greatest car ride ever. So we can ask him if his game's at 60 FPS. So I'm of the mind that's where the concentration should come. The nice thing about Horizon 4 is that they gave you the best of both worlds. There is no performance mode on the Series X. It's 4K 60 with the highest settings. So, and Forza Horizon is not a slouch game. So, I think I don't know. I would. It's hard for me to play a game in 30 if there's a 60 option. It's just hard. Now,
I agree. What's up, Masuko?
Hey, Masuko. What are we gonna go back? Am I gonna go back and play Jedi Fallen Order again? No. I enjoyed Jedi Fallen Order, and that was in 30. Yeah, I think.
Yeah.
I think it was.
It was. Yeah.
So I'm not gonna go back and play I'm not gonna go back and play Control because I beat Control. But I want that mode going forward. And
I agree. Yeah.
So all right. So there you go. And great stuff in the chat. Let me see if there's any other cool Panda Sub. I'm not sure where Panda Sub comes down at. I think as a movie creator, because he does a lot of movie creation stuff. He settles on graphical prowess, which is fine.
Yeah, for what he does.
Yeah,
like he says, movies and so on, and it depends on the movie, right? Because there are movies who do use Unreal Engine and so on for their their cinematic CG and stuff like that. So for them, I guess depends, but 60 or higher frame rates would work better for those.
Hey, what's up, brother YOBY? YOBY in the house.
Well, and also like with movies, you don't pan yourself. You're not looking left and right. It's just
right. There's a lot of combination of still and far action stuff. I mean, that is true. Now I had started to Garvey had in the chat said he struggled with the choices in Tomb Raider. He said the performance mode makes everything muddy while the graphics mode makes the movement janky. I can see that. Parts of Tomb Raider were in the jungle, and that's just green and brown. That's hard. I get that. Let's see if I'd missed anything. Qeorge says Legend of Dragoon had amazing cinematics for PS1. Gameplay graphics weren't as great, but the game is one of the best for PS1 he's ever played. So,
what's up, Lance Jennings?
Hey, brother Lance. Brother Lance.
Now
No.
the games on the Amico. Like y'all didn't really have any lag, but of course those games were a work in progress, right? So were those games 30? 60?
No, 60. Mostly.
Yeah.
Mostly.
And I guess it depends
Oh.
on the game, right? Like Astro Smash. That definitely needs to be.
That was 60. That was 60
Yeah.
straight up.
Yeah.
So
I'm excited for Tiger.
oh, Flying Tigers.
Lion Tiger. Yeah, that was a nice surprise when they're
Oh yeah.
and then now hearing everybody having so much fun with Evel Knievel, I'm like, I want to check that out.
Hey, I have a question. I should have asked that earlier. Would they have demos? Yeah, or trials?
That's a good
the games.
question. I don't think so because of the price of the games. I mean, the games are so cheap. If you bought a game for $3.99 and you didn't like it, it's like I can't. This is a weird analogy. I can't return anything to Five Below because I paid $5.99 for it and it doesn't do what I want. I can't really take it back to the store, but I'm out $5.99. I don't know. Yeah, that's an interesting something we can ask though. Anyway, yeah, 857 did have a nice recap. We were talking about that earlier. Mentioned me and my son, which I thought was very nice. Really stand up guys.
Cool.
Really stand up guys.
Mm-hmm.
So, all right. Let's move on to the next topic.
Topic number 2: EA Play.
Yes.
Or did we get EA Played? I don't know. What do we have?
I saw some pretty decent responses. People were happy with it.
Yeah, there was
Compared to
there
the
was
past
a,
EA.
well, there I'd say it. All right. So the guy that did the show started off really good, got kind of corny at parts, but I think he did a solid job with the show. Had no audience, so he had to work with what he got. And sometimes when you don't have a live audience and you're trying to act and you're not a natural actor, I think there was a lot of people in their chat going, in the chat for the EA Play, and there's cringe. And I'm like, try to be a guy who's not a professional actor and be up there trying to be, cool and act. It's not as easy as you think. You're gonna look goofy because it's goofy. So I thought the guy did a pretty good job. I thought the show started slow, but then once it got past the stuff we didn't care about and started to get to the stuff we did, or I did. Let me say I'm sorry. Then it was pretty good. It ended great. It ended really great. So, did I grab? Yes, I did. So we'll start with why don't we start with the ending, right? We'll start with what they.
What's up, Dinero Primero?
Hey, what's up, Dinero?
You start with the bang.
Yeah, we'll start with the bang.
Start with dessert.
Yeah, this was so EA has learned how to do one more thing, and it's not much, but it was enough that everybody knew what was going on. So, they announced they're remaking the first Dead Space.
That's what's with all those remakes and stuff.
I know.
Or remasters. It's like, are we running out of ideas for new games?
Why couldn't they make another Dead? I was thinking the same thing. Why couldn't they make a new Dead Space?
Yeah.
You know?
Well, I mean, look at Resident Evil. They've been pretty good about doing a couple remakes, right? But they're still doing new Resident Evils.
Right.
So I think it kind of helps kind of bring back some of these older games to the younger people and get them kind of interested. And maybe the newer games are not on their radar. So if they try the older remaster ones, then they're like, "Hey, this is cool. I'm gonna buy the new one." So this one will help them reintroduce.
Fair.
Yeah.
That's
I mean,
a fair
it would be
point.
fine if they said like, "Hey, we're working on the, Dead Space 2."
Yeah.
It's like here you have something,
No, that's also a good point. That's also a good point.
Yeah. I never played Dead Space, so
I don't think I played it either.
I had friends that liked it. I saw good stuff online back then on them. So I don't know why I never jumped on it, but I think I will with this one.
Well, it's EA, right? So eventually it will end up
Yeah,
on.
and EA Play Game Pass.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And this one should be, and it's only this gen. They're not making it for the last
No,
gen.
they're not. If you know, I don't
So-
know if they showed it. They didn't, but
But they said it.
it
Yeah,
said.
so that's
yeah.
interesting. Because I
It
think
said-
that game was, they started working on this game quite a while ago, didn't they?
I think so. And then
Because
Yeah.
it was with whoever the lady's name is that went to
Oh,
create
yeah,
their
yeah,
own
yeah.
studio.
I love Descent, Qeorge.
But Motive is not the original developer for this, right? That studio, those guys are already gone, right? So
Yeah.
they may have some people that worked on the original games, but so and maybe this is what they needed for them, right? Hey, let's go back and remaster this, and then that'll help us going forward, on a new one. So
Yeah. I mean, yeah, I get I get what you're saying. I do I get what you're saying about bringing us to a new generation. I mean, Dead Space came out when?
oh wait, or maybe sooner.
Oh wait, no, you hit it. Dead Space came out in 08. So it came out on the PS3, Xbox 360, and PC. So now you've got a bunch of new folks 2 generations later. I get it. I get it. So
Hey,
what
what's
is
up?
up?
Live in the
Phil.
moment, live in the
Live in a
moment.
moment. Phil Adam. What's up, guys?
Yeah.
So it's you're right. As long as they're working on a new Dead Space game, then I'm good with that.
Mhm.
Yeah.
If they're doing what Capcom's doing with Resident Evil, then I'm cool with that. Now,
Mhm.
what they said was, what EA has gone back and said was there's no release date, of course, and they are building this from the ground up, and that's why it's only the next gen consoles, because they're not calling this a remaster, they're calling this a remake.
Yeah.
So
Right.
rebuilt, yep. Discover your worst nightmare limb by limb. Revisit the first Dead Space rebuilt from the ground up by Motive Studio. Now, there's no release date for it, so it's obviously going to be sometime in 2022. And Motive, I don't think Motive is working on anything else really of note. They finished up Star Wars Squadrons, and so they could afford to do this.
It may have helped out on Battlefield. I think sometimes they help out the other studios also.
Right. So okay. So
and it
that
says
was
Frostbite, right? That's the same engine that Battlefield and Battlefront use, right?
well, that's Yeah,
That's
that's Dice's engine.
Yeah.
So, I don't know if Jedi Fallen Order used it or not.
Yeah, I was gonna ask that. Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know the answer to that. I have to look it up. But so this is they're excited for it. So I mean look, the truth is, and I hate to show my lack of acumen here. I didn't play Dead Space. I never got around to it. It's just one of those games that I never got around to it. So, Qeorge said, Phil Adam, I just mentioned Descent 2 and thought about you as I did, and then you come into the chat room. So, and he's still speaking in Swedish. So yeah, I didn't play this. So would this be something that I would play? I mean, I'm not as big a horror game fan as some other people are, but gives me an opportunity to try it out. Plus, at some point, it's going to get into the vault, which means it'll get into Game Pass.
Mm-hmm.
So it's an eventual Game Pass game.
Mm-hmm.
So got to be happy about that. So see, Mega Mike didn't either. So this is a good. So, and I tried Squadrons. I like Squadrons. I wanted to play more Squadrons, and just again haven't had time. So I need to make some time. I have been horrible. With game time lately. I really have. So,
Said that Jedi Fallen Order used Unreal Engine 4.
okay, that makes okay.
You
That
know,
makes
Respawn,
sense.
they did, yeah, for Respawn, that makes sense.
Oh, all right. So once we got Dead Space is the closer, and people went nuts for it. So you can't flame them. I'll tell you what I did appreciate that they started with. They started off with Codemasters and talking about the Codemasters acquisition and what that means for them, and then they did show a new Grid game, Grid Legends, and it was funny because Big Daddy Studio was just talking about it, and Witty,
Yeah.
Witty's in
That
the house.
Witty.
He said he missed
Hey,
the
bring up
play
Dead
and can't.
Space, and here comes Witty. He's alive.
No. So, I liked Grid, but I like Codemasters Racers. I mean, remember, I'm an old Colin McRae guy, so I really and Dirt 5 is phenomenal. Grid's more along the lines of a. I'm not gonna like a Project Cars and Forza Motorsport kind of game, right? So it's more along the lines of the more
Arcade racing.
No, away from the arcade racing a bit. More towards
okay.
not total simulation, but kind of a good mix. And so this is the best of all of the Grid games. So the reason they're calling it Legends, as you can see here, it's Formula 1, it's Le Mans cars, it's trucks, it's the old style cars, and it looks like there's going to be some sort of campaign mode.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like,
Which
I
is
have
what I
mixed
want
feelings
for-
about that though. I mean,
Well,
look
like
at the Need
in-
for Speed.
yeah.
And, it has a story mode, and I'm not liking it for a bit. It's quite often cheesy.
Not all of them are though. Some of the older Need for Speed games had a really good campaign.
Yeah, I thought the earlier ones were decent.
I'm with you on the newer ones. The newer one, like they try to do the Fast and Furious type stuff, and
Yeah.
you're not fooling anybody because you're not Vin Diesel.
Yeah.
But see, I want a campaign for Forza Motorsport like this. I want to have characters that go along with the car, because in real life, Formula 1, Indy, NASCAR, the drivers are just as important as the vehicles. They bring a lot of attention to the sport, to the racing. So, I don't know. I mean, it's a decent story. There's a lot of drama in the real world of racing.
Oh yeah. I mean,
So-
look what's
Yeah.
happened in Formula 1 this weekend. Silverstone. Yeah.
Oh yeah. So they kind of play that out a little. Like if you saw that one little scene there, they kind of play out a little bit of that tension. You know, you run a guy off the road, and all of a sudden he's, you know,
Yeah.
I mean that's so. Codemasters.
Yeah, I like that. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean I think Codemasters can. I'm willing to give them a shot on it. You know, I trust them. I trust them. That's my thing about that. I trust Codemasters. Now, you know, I want to go back and play Dirt 5 some more. There's all new stuff. Did you see the new DLC drop for
Yeah,
it's not even.
I saw it drop, but I haven't had a chance to check out what it really involves. You know, what's.
It's got there's new. Let me see. I'll pull up what it is. Let's see. Where is? Do they show news? Hold on. Here we go. All right. So it's the supersized content pack. 4 new cars, 27 new career events, 2 new career sponsors. There's there's a brand new Playgrounds track, and there's supposed to be a whole new here we go. Host of new items. There's 2 new circuit tracks. There's 2 new tracks in Brazil. And and it's free. It's freaking free.
Yeah, that's even better.
That's the best.
Free is cheap.
It's in Game Pass, and you get that free. Hey, what's up, brother Mav? Mav's in the house. That's awesome stuff. So, you know, I stopped playing Dirt 5 simply because of time. Other games came up, and other things came into the forefront. But damn, Dirt 5 is I tell you what, it's one of my favorite in the series. You know, getting away from the old Colin McRae games. It reminds me the most. Peter will appreciate this. I think it reminds me the most of what a third Rally Sport Challenge would be like.
Oh yeah.
So.
And you know, obviously they've been working on this before they got acquired by EA. So I'm sure EA must have saw this and said, "Yeah, we like this." You know, and you know, EA. You know, what was the last studio that they kind of broke apart? Criterion.
Did they break Criterion apart?
I don't think that studio's around much. But it seems like maybe they brought Codemasters aboard, and they seem like they're supporting them like they have with Respawn. I think they learned their lesson. Hopefully. So. Yeah, that'd be cool. Definitely, I'm going to jump on this. And especially with the campaign. I think a lot of people, like Forza Motorsport is not their thing. Because, you know, someone that's a little too serious for them. Not, you know, and so that, you know, Forza Horizon's been that game for a lot of people over Motorsport.
Yeah.
Not a lot. I'm not saying majority, but you know, if someone sees a campaign on here and stuff like that, they're like, yeah, I'll give this a shot. Just to check out the campaign part of it.
Yeah. Thanks, Garvey. He said he enjoyed. I enjoyed streaming Dirt. I thought it was a cool. I really thought it was. It streams well because it's a nice racer, and there's so many. Game. I was gonna do like a weekly playground stream, like that, the downloadable stuff, not the playgrounds necessarily, but you know they have the track. You know, you can build your own tracks. Yeah. I was gonna do like a weekly, you know, couple track thing, and I never got around to it. So maybe something that I look at. I keep saying these things and never do, but you know, I know. So more cars should have Matchbox like track. I agree with that, or like Hot Wheels stuff. Like Forza Horizon 3, which had the Hot Wheels area, which was awesome. No. Brian said I like playing in dirt as a kid. So this to me, I think, was a good announcement. I'm interested in Grid Legends for sure.
Yeah.
And I'm glad that they're not. I'm glad they're giving Codemasters a chance to be Codemasters. I think that's the right move. So they talked about Apex Legends, which I could care less about. They talked about Knockout City Season 2. Not that I don't care about Knockout City. I just haven't played it yet. I know Crazy Juan really likes Knockout City.
Yeah.
Yeah, he played quite a bit. Yeah.
But the devs, they love those streamers. They don't
know.
care about people who play their games. I mean, that's just ridiculous. I mean,
So streamers are getting special. If
Yeah,
you
they're
watch the
just-
stream, you get something out of it, or what? But you have to watch.
no,
the
not
stream.
really. But it's as a player, you don't get any support.
Yeah.
Well, they cater
I mean,
to the
the
streamers.
game, yeah, they just cater it, and I don't know. It's like rare, you know. I hate it.
Let's see it, these. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sea of Thieves. I mean, it's
And no one's advocated more about the problems with Sea of Thieves than you and Crazy Juan, Peter. I mean,
And Nate.
great, like, and Nate. But I mean, Crazy Juan's the one I really see all
Oh,
the
yeah,
time. Like
yeah.
he will not let, and I don't blame him. So I'm not bagging on him by any stretch of the imagination. I don't blame him, but he is not letting it go. So, Lupus says Knockout City is so much fun and Caitlin loves it. I'm not. I'm not against this game. I'm not. I just haven't played it. That's all.
Yeah, me neither.
So, you know.
yeah, and now you know the amount of people playing it is way down too. It's
Yeah.
Yeah.
now becomes
So-
a lost cause, like the other game. What was it?
Yeah, from Ninja Theory.
Yeah,
Oh, Bleeding Edge.
Bleeding
Yeah.
Edge.
Yeah.
At least
I'll
they didn't
sh-
cater to streamers and stuff, but that game somehow got a bad rap, and compared to Overwatch and other stuff, it's not even
Yeah.
even
Well,
close. That was a fun game too.
People were
Yeah, I
mad
played that a
from
couple times.
people were mad from the beginning because Ninja Theory wasn't working on Hellblade 2, which of course they were, but
Yeah,
because that's the game, and that's the game they wanted to make.
Yeah, it was a side project. But someone, I don't know how true it is, but someone was saying that one reason why they did it because they wanted to certain mechanics. They want action mechanics, combat mechanics. They wanted to work on that might come over to Hellblade 2. Maybe certain mechanics, combat. So yeah, it's just it was a side deal for them. Got practice, some experience out of it. So see how some of that translates over to Hellblade 2.
Yeah. Now, Sister Saggy is not in the chat, but for those of you who do like Apex Legends, there's this is Emergence. There's a new character and some new stuff, and I'm sorry, I don't care about Apex Legends. I really don't. Now, they did say that they got a great response on at least adding arena maps to the game. So this game is not just a battle royale game anymore. Now there's now there's arena shooting battles as well, but I'm sorry, I still don't care about it.
Yeah, but there's an audience out there. There's
Oh, I
people
know.
that-
I know
you
there is.
So
I know there
at
is.
least they're supporting it, and
Absolutely. It is really funny though that the growing hashtag in the chat while this was going on was Titanfall 3. Titanfall 3. So,
yeah.
and I do remember Kinetica, Garvey. That was a pretty cool game too. It was PS2, I believe, wasn't it? I think it was. Hold on. Kinetica was. Yep, it was PS2. So I used to. I don't think I have it anymore. I think I got it in one of my retro game treasure boxes and then traded it in.
be right back.
So Yes, Titanfall 3 needs to happen. So, with these kids with ninja-like twitch speed and aimbots, I gave up on these. Yes, what happened to me, Big Daddy, is I got old. I'm too old to play with these kids. So, and then while he's on his way back, a couple of other announcements. Of obviously, we'll talk about Battlefield 2042 in a minute, but another game that got a gameplay trailer today is Lost in Random. It's kind of an interesting game. How do you describe this? This is a
Together with this little fella, even was determined to rescue her beloved sister.
I'm not sure. It's sort of turn-based, but not turn-based. It's got it's weird. Did you see this trailer, Peter?
No, I did not.
Okay. DJC, what's up? What you do is there's cards that you stack in a deck, but you have this dice. You're walking around with this thing called dicey, and when you can move around, as you can see, but when you're in combat, you can roll dicey, and then whatever you roll has an effect on what is going on in the battle. I like it. Yeah, see there, you can roll dicey, and and you have cards. It's kind of 3 or 4 games in one. Kind of like, I mean, I like it, and I like the look and the art style. It kind of has that Tim Burton kind of style to it. So.
Yeah, it looks cool.
Yeah.
But I don't think it's a game for me because I don't think I like that, the dice rolling on a card stuff. I hate those kind of games with cards and stuff. It's not for me.
And I think it's only part of the gameplay from what I'm seeing. It's like, so let me go back a little bit. So it looks like when you're in combat. So obviously when you're you can move around, you can kind of third person. So it looks like you have some real time fighting, but then at some point when you have enough, according to what I'm reading on the site, when you have enough energy is when you can roll the dice, and dicey will give you extra power or something. So here it looks like your standard, okay, here we go. Hold on, let me turn this up so you can hear it.
Ooh, cards contain new attacks, abilities, and more. All of which come in handy during dice battle.
Ready, Dicey?
Even uses her slingshot to attack deadly foes. This can knock off energy cubes used to feed her strange companion Dicey. And once fully charged, even can roll Dicey and freeze time itself. Let's see how she uses it.
Alright, so it's not quite like it's not a turn-based
Impressive.
RPG. So it looks like it looks like that augments the combat. Not necessarily like Bard's Tale or something like that. So yes, DJC, it's battle chess with dice.
What's up, DJC?
So, it's a neat component. As long as it's not the main gameplay component, it doesn't look like it is. So, But this was kind of their mid announcement before they got to Battlefield 2042. So this is coming out for I love how they announce this. This is so funny. It's coming out for PC, consoles, and Nintendo Switch. That's how they announced it.
See, yeah.
As I keep
the
saying,
Switch is not a console.
it's not. As I keep telling people, it's not a console. It is a handheld with a dock. So
Exactly.
I'm surprised they're not also adding cloud, because a lot of games are on the cloud now through Xbox. You can play mobile and so on.
well, this may or may not hit it when it hits. It's not going into Game Pass.
May not at
so,
launch, yeah.
Yeah, when
No.
it goes into the vault, it might go.
Yeah. True.
So,
Mm-hmm.
all right. So then we had the obvious, the main event. That was Battlefield 2042, and they officially announced, although it leaked earlier in the day, they officially announced the Battlefield 2042 portal. And I watched this a couple of times, and I figured out what this was, and all of a sudden I'm like, okay, this is badass. So
Yeah.
basically, you can set your game up in any of the Battlefield arenas. So, like, there's maps that you play on. You can't like edit the maps or anything, but you could set the parameters of what you're playing. So you could play. There's the Battlefield Bad Company. There's I think that's Battlefield 1. You could set up the different teams to be part of different Battlefield games. So, like here, that's really wild. That opens up a whole new set of ways to play. So here you go. You've got
Nice versus the February.
yes,
Yeah.
the old World War
Yeah, that
II
could make
Germans.
some interesting streaming.
Yeah,
Game nights.
yeah. This
Still wondering though. I don't know if that gets tiring, or you at a certain point, like people turn to certain modes and have to other ones.
maybe.
I have very
Maybe.
mixed feelings about this one.
I can get pretty creative though.
I love this. And you're right. It's going to depend on the creativity of the people that are hosting these games. But you have to admit that this is something that has simply not been done before. Like Treyarch and whoever's doing Activision stuff right now for Call of Duty, they're just trying to figure out how to do the next Call of Duty.
Yeah.
So, Portal makes you wish there was a Portal 3. The cake is a lie.
But I guess, is this a mode that's part of? Is it free to play, or that's part of the?
Yes,
the game
it's
itself?
only in Battlefield 2042. So no, it's
Yeah.
going to be a game mode within Battlefield 2042.
Yeah.
So,
Man. That might make some good game nights. Some people might rethink, okay, well, it doesn't have a campaign, but man, I like that little Porto mode where we can just have some fun game nights
Well,
with. So
here's how I'm thinking it. I will be open to it if you can make it a PvE mode. So if the three of us, for example, can go up against bots and do some PvE,
yeah,
Oh, yeah.
then I'm okay.
yeah.
I'm okay with it because we make our own campaign then, right?
Yeah.
We just set our own. otherwise, I totally get Witty. Not having a single player mode does kind of suck. But if you could do PvE on this, then I might be inclined to get over it.
Yeah, and then maybe over time, when this goes in the vault, people will jump on it for game nights and so on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because how much is this game gonna be? $70 probably.
Yes.
$69.99. But yeah.
So.
Yeah, pretty cool.
Yeah.
Can be
That-
cool.
That
Honestly, like once it's
it's
for
got
actually
the
playing it.
it's got the potential.
It's definitely interesting.
I expect to see Mav and friends on this one. I wouldn't be surprised if that'd be for their game nights.
Yeah.
No. Yeah. Yeah.
And like you said, we could do some stuff like that.
We
with the
definitely
bots and
can.
stuff like that. Yeah.
Yeah, we definitely can. So that was EA Play. Wasn't very long, but like I said, it started cool, got a little boring when it got to the Apex Legends thing. Lost in Random looks neat. Battlefield looks great, and then Dead Space Remake to top it off. Not a bad.
Yeah, not bad.
Not a bad day. Not
That's
the
probably
worst
their best
EA play.
they've had in years.
Yeah, not the worst EA play they ever had.
No.
So yeah, so that was EA Play. So, okay, I have some quick hit news if you guys want to do that, and then we'll take off. There's I don't know why I'm off. This whole meeting thing has thrown my whole being off. So Peter, you want to get us?
Yeah. Rapid fire news.
All right.
What's in the news?
What's in the news? So, Chris, we missed you last week. And real quick, we're going to use this rapid fire news segment to ask you what's your opinion of the Steam Deck. That I am, by the way, not the only person who called it the Stream Deck. Just for I want
it's not.
that
Just
to,
kidding.
yes, I want that on the record that Noof Nukem called it the Stream Deck multiple times on Gaming After Dark. So, but what do you think, man? What's your thoughts on the Stream Deck? Steam Deck. See, damn it.
I mean, I have a PC that I built. Of course, Steam is great. It's funny because I saw people. I like the specs that were on it. I guess if it's gonna have, I guess, well, it should have a browser and everything, so you should be able to play Game Pass through it. But I'm not gonna buy it. I don't see no reason for me to, a lot of my gaming, majority of it's on console or PC, and then we have the Xbox Ultimate where we can do cloud gaming on our phones, and we have the Kaiser Kishi, whatever you call it, and that's already kind of makes it, like you already have a Xbox Switch, so for me, it's not for me. We'll see. I mean, $399 on up, right? Depending on how much memory you get.
Right.
How much? So, I mean, I saw a lot of people within, I guess, the hardcore is like, yeah, I put my pre-order in, but the real thing is, how is it going to attract enough people out there to want this over a Switch? Like, most people build big rig PCs. They play a lot of these games are in Steam. So to them, is it worth getting a handheld, Steam Switch or Steam Deck? I mean, I guess if you travel a lot and you play the majority of your games through Steam, I guess it would work for you. But I don't know. It's not for me though.
All right.
Of course, there's a lot of other things you can do on it, right? The emulation and all that.
Well,
So
you have to.
play
You got to
the-
load. Yeah, you got to load an OS
Yeah, you
on
gotta
it.
load that
So
stuff.
it
So I
comes
mean,
with.
there's a lot of potential there. But I thought it was funny when people were trying to say, compare it to the Switch, Nintendo Switch. Oh, this is better than what they, yeah, spec wise, yeah. But people got to remember, the Steam Deck is not going to play Nintendo games, and
No.
that's why a lot of people buy the Switch, because they like Nintendo games,
Yeah, this
like
this
it or not, So
Yeah, I said this last week, and I said it on Gaming Beyond the Box yesterday. The people that are, I think people are only comparing this to the Switch because people built up in their head that Nintendo was going to
With the
announce a Switch
Switch
Pro,
Pro or whatever.
and so the big joke is that, hey,
Yeah.
Valve announced the Switch Pro, but there's really thanks, Qeorge. Have a good dinner, brother.
All right, Gorge.
This is not a competitor to the Switch. They're not looking at Nintendo here. This is not a shot at
No.
Nintendo.
No,
This
not,
is-
yeah.
This is
Yeah,
a
not on
shot. No, this is a shot at Epic. And Peter said it too.
Yeah, that
this is a
true.
shot at
I
Epic
agree with
Games.
that. Yeah.
This is them going, "Oh, you want to take games from us? Fine. We'll just make a handheld and get more people playing our stuff, and we'll get developers back to us." That's what
Yeah.
this is about.
And also, like, once you buy a game, like, then you can play it on that Steam Deck as well as on your PC.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, I see the potential, but the thing is, they got to get the majority of gamers out there to want to get it. So,
Yeah.
it's pricey,
Yeah.
right? $3.99 on up. So, yeah. But like Woody was saying, he likes it, but he's not going to get it right away. But later down the road, to get it at a decent price.
Right.
So,
Um.
but yeah, I thought it looked cool. But yeah, I mean, I had the Switch. You can play a lot of third-party games on the Switch. Not saying they're the greatest version, but a lot of good indies on the Switch. But I don't even touch the Switch. My daughter plays it mostly. So
Both my kids have a Switch Lite. I mean, they're very up on Switches. They love them. So
yeah,
but I don't see either of my kids wanting a Steam Deck. That's the funny thing.
unless your oldest was more of a PC gamer, and
he's not really. He likes his Oculus Quest is what he likes.
yeah.
So, he's more of a watcher. He likes to watch people play games. So, Witty, I don't know. So Witty says a major shot at xCloud too, because I can never rely on internet phone combo being good enough. The only thing that I would say about that is the fact that you could load Windows on this thing and do xCloud anyway. And Peter, I'm not stealing your thunder. What did you say last night on Gaming Beyond the Box that Microsoft could really do?
I think Microsoft will build a Steam app for xCloud, so they can put it on the Steam store. So just install it.
They might, because
you have a native app, so no browser needed.
They might. They said that they have Valve and Xbox have been talking. So, like you said, Steam is more in competition with Epic.
Yeah.
So,
I think there's, I don't know. I think that you could do, because you could do it on there. I don't think Steam's looking at that at all. I think if anything, like Peter's right, man. Microsoft could look at that and go, okay, we'll just play along. And what a shot at Apple that would be.
mm-hmm.
Right? If there was a native Steam app for xCloud, what a shot at Apple. So, that would be funny. I didn't even think about that. So, anyhow, so that's cool. All right. Quick stuff. Ubisoft had a conference call this past week. Assassin's Creed Infinity is a couple years off, it looks like. Early stages of development. And focus right now is continuing their Valhalla DLC for the next 2 years. So you're gonna you're gonna have fun with Valhalla.
I know Peter's not happy.
And also the news that one of the high art designers of Assassin's Creed left the
Raphael Lacoste.
Left the company. It's like, I don't know about this Assassin's Creed. I mean, it's it might not be what it used to be, and who knows? I mean, just wait and see. But I'm not.
We'll find out. But the Assassins have evolved, right? From the first ones, and then we got Origins, Odyssey, and Valhalla.
Yeah, but I mean, they were all great. So now, they fill it up with filler in Valhalla just to tie us over. And it's too bad we don't get, a traditional Assassin's Creed.
I'm not surprised because, like, it's Origin, Odyssey, and Valhalla were what they evolved from the older ones, right? Remember they took a year off. Remember they were coming out every year.
Yeah.
And then they took a year off, and then we got Origin, and then after that we were getting consistent, to Odyssey and Valhalla. But I guess we'll find out on how Assassin. That's where everybody's going. Halo. Nobody's doing the numbers anymore. Nobody's doing the sequel type deals. They're like, hey, it's the
games as a service.
Games of service, and don't be surprised after Gears 6, they probably do the same thing.
They got their beak wet with Rainbow Six Siege.
Yep.
And they saw how good that is, and they saw how good GTA sells. GTA Online, Fortnite, they see all that. And why not? If they could do it.
And Sea of Thieves.
Sea of Thieves, right.
But the thing is, okay, so if you're going to go Assassin Infinite, and I get where Peter's come from, because a lot of us, we play Assassin's Creed because that single player experience, right?
Right.
Mm-hmm.
They have to still be able to capture that to where you could play it single player, or you could play it co-op, or however that's going to work. They can't take that away, but I think if they're doing Infinite, I think we're going to get a bigger experience to where, let's say, me and Peter, we were talking about this one day in party chat. Like, a lot of people have been wanting to see in Assassin's Creed in Asia, right? Maybe Japan or so on.
Yeah.
And so maybe they'll be able to provide that, right? And then they have another DLC like, now we're in this country now, some kind of deal. So
right,
we might get more experience, more DLC, more support, because I think that's what they're going to do with Halo Infinite also. It's not going to, whatever campaign story that we start off with, that's just going to be the start. You know, because like Halo has a lot of lore, and so does Assassin's Creed, right? There's so much there you can do. But like me and Peter were saying too, that we don't want the Animus shit, you know, the Animus or whatever you call it.
Yeah,
Right.
But,
true.
I don't know. We'll see. We'll see if they do. And then, you know, I said, well, we're still getting, you know, we just had Valhalla and Phoenix, and then we're getting Far Cry 6 soon. So we're still getting that single player experience
Yeah.
that we like. But and then of course I had mentioned, well, hopefully, you know, we hear something about Beyond Good and Evil 2. And I think that came out in the conference call.
It did.
That
I was gonna, because I said, I first said to you, and he says, it's not confident, it's like Skull and Bones. And then the next thing that Peter put in the thing was, where is it? Hold on. Ubisoft says on the conference call, Beyond Good and Evil 2 is, quote, progressing well, but it's still too early to give additional info. And all I said was, so they said about Skull and Bones. I'm just saying. So, but
Did they say
progressing
anything
well
about Skull
means...
Bones?
That game's dead. That game is
could care
dead
less
in the
about
water.
that game. I had no interest in that game.
No, I think what they thought was they'd announce it, they build it up a little bit, people would start looking at that over Sea of Thieves, and then Rare kind of pulled out the glove and said no, and Sea of Thieves took off, and now Skull and Bones is like, yeah, okay, it's Sea Battle. How many years do you need to make a Sea Battle game?
Yeah.
So.
But Beyond Good and
not
Evil, from the little we've seen, I can't wait for that one to come out. It's supposed to be a pretty ambitious game, so I think there was some setback though. Something happened there at Stu. I think they lost somebody or somebody.
Oh,
but
Lupus says it's still being developed. I hear you. But I mean. I'm just saying.
I think she wants to play it.
I know.
It could be a good game night game, you know.
I don't know. I don't know. Let's see it first. So, and don't forget they announced Ubisoft also announced. Remember this big announcement, and everybody's going, finally, Splinter Cell.
Yeah.
And they said, oh, you wanted Splinter Cell? I'm sorry. I thought Splinter Cell started with an X. I'm sorry. I thought you were talking about another game. So they announced, did I even get the trailer for it? I don't even know. Let me see. I was so
play as Sam Fisher though, right? As one of the characters?
I guess that's the best. I guess. I guess that's how you.
Like Wildlands.
Yeah. So they announced
even at that you could have played as Sam Fisher in Wildlands, right? You were just part of the.
Was it Wildlands or was it the game before it, Breakpoint,
or
a game after it? Okay, that's right. Wildlands was after it, right? By the way, hey Shondell, what's up, brother Shondell? His Switch Deck is not for him either. Switch Deck. There we go. The Switch Deck.
Switch Deck.
So they announced this game called X Defiant, a free-to-play shooter. So, you know, here we go. It's a free-to-play shooter. I don't even know what to. I mean, we saw it. They showed a thing on it, and that's. You know, we could talk more about it next week, I guess, or during our live stream or our game night. So, and so that was pretty much most of what. I mean, Ubisoft didn't. You know, their earnings report was a little down, but COVID. Come on, COVID. I'm expecting. You know, Far Cry 6 is on the way. You know, so we'll see. We'll see what let's see what X Defiant looks like. We'll give it a try. Their first they're beta testing it on August 5th, so
yeah.
Okay.
Maybe we'll check it out.
Oh, you said it's free to play. So.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it'll have characters from all the Tom Clancy franchises. So Ghost Recon, Division, Rainbow Six. So, and sure, they'll have, they'll have Sam Fisher because that's the best way to slap around their customer base is by putting. It's like what Microsoft did to Conquer, basically. Everybody's like, I want a new Conquer game. Great. Here it is. Here's Conquer for you in Project Spark, a game that's gonna die in 6 months anyway. Have fun. I know.
I almost forgot about Project Spark. That was so great. Why did they have to
I know.
kill it?
Look,
it's
because
like,
they
it's
don't.
one thing that you don't bring out more content or like sporadically, but have why did why did they have to cancel the whole service and people were still using it and creating cool stuff?
Yep.
I don't think the numbers were there. And what about Dream? I haven't heard anything on that.
Dream, but who knows? But Sony's still supporting it.
Yeah.
For how long though?
I'm assuming for long as they want. Longer
Sure,
than
but
Project
if the numbers
Spark.
aren't there, then it's like, why don't we keep spending money on this? If
I mean, I don't know. I know they're still playing it. It's actually right now you could buy it for $10.
Yeah.
Dreams?
Yeah.
That's a bargain. Maybe I should pick it up just to check it out.
Yeah, and there's a VR mode. So
you can make your own games that make you sick. Nice.
And to be honest, hey, brother Thomas, I mean, not that Project Spark couldn't be something, we'll never know, but their Dreams right now, far and away, does more than Project Spark ever did. That's
of course.
But Project Spark was also
Latest,
like
greatest.
7 years ago.
Yeah, I know. I'm just saying that calling it as I see it, guys. It's
But Project Spark was very much like Fable inspired, I think.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. And people were making like pinball machines with it and all kinds of fun stuff. I mean, there was some neat
even the first
stuff.
Fable, like Mr. Xbox.
Yes. Somebody
he
right. He
created
had
the
made...
whole the whole first Fable, or at least part of it. That was like so awesome.
Garvey's saying Dreams is supported as a 10-year project.
And
or whatever
that may be the case. I'm just saying that I don't see it coming across any of my timelines online that I follow. So, but I mean either. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying it's not popular or whatever, but I don't see it. I mean, but that's just the way it is, right? Latest greatest comes out. Ooh, look at this.
But those games are like made for creating games, right? Sure, you play other people's games, but I mean, I don't have time to create my own game.
I don't either.
If I want to play games, and I want to play a lot of different games, so.
But I think it's great for people who want to get in.
Absolutely.
I mean, cool tool.
I
Yeah,
mean, it's really cool. Maybe for $10, I'll pick it up.
Like Panda said,
just check out some. Because some people created some pretty cool games.
That would be cool, yeah. And like Panda said, small sectors of artists and micro developers, which makes sense.
Mm-hmm. All right. So.
Yeah, Michael Garvey, I'm with you. Project Spark, bring it back.
I would love it. I would love that.
Can you imagine if they put Fable Legends as a Project Spark?
Don't play with my emotions.
Well, I mean, why not tell Phil, put Project Spark in Game Pass?
There you go. We'd probably done better.
You got to lose.
No, wasn't it free to play at one point? Well, at one point,
I think
it was
so.
free to play, wasn't it?
It was free to play at one point.
Yeah.
With and obviously it had microtransactions, but I know. I feel early morning with European meetings later all. Phil, have a great night. I will be in touch.
Thank you, Phil.
I will be in touch. I want to I know you're working within television, but you got me hooked with that sweet Interplay and Spectrum Holobyte stuff. So I will be in touch with you soon to get you on here. So anyway, all right. So what else we got? Epic Games bought Sketchfab to make more 3D content. And that's probably, I know what I wanted to bring up tonight, but it's 12:16. I think if we start talking about the other big, I think we can hold that off. The Activision.
Yeah, it probably doesn't.
So
Yeah.
so
Must have swept under the
yeah.
rug, and then it's like, hey, ready to go.
I mean, yeah.
No, just-
So not sweeping it under the rug. Everybody has seen the news. Activision is being sued by the state of California's Department of Health and something for basically sexual harassment of their female employees and stuff. So before we jump into that giant conversation, because that is a big conversation, I want to do some more research on it, and I've got the link to the complaint and all this stuff. I want to make sure I've got all of what I'm talking about before we even get into that. So we'll table that. We'll table that for another night.
It might even get settled out of court.
It might. It actually
tomorrow.
might. You're right. You might. Not tomorrow, but it might get. It
Yeah.
might get settled. We may get.
We
We
can
may
still
get
talk
new
about it.
information. Yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely.
Plenty
I
to
want
say
to talk
about
about it because
settled
because
or not
it's
settled.
because it's not just. I mean, it's not just Activision. I mean, this is an issue that has to be looked at across the gaming spectrum, because we hear about this all the time now, and it's kind of shitty. So, Activision, unfortunately, is the latest target, but Riot Games, Ubisoft, Activision, this is some serious shit going on. So I do want to get into it. It's just not at 12:15 in the morning.
Yeah.
We'll and I want to make sure, we have every bit of information. And if it gets settled by then, great. We'll talk about that too, because that'd be great. So, so we're gonna go ahead and get out of here. I've got to get some sleep. It's been an exhausting evening. I appreciate everyone bearing with me tonight, especially my brothers Chris and Peter, who I was like, "Hey, you guys want to get started at 10:15?" and they're like, "Yeah, no problem." So I love you guys. You guys helped me, and like I say, tonight was a good night for what I had to do, but I had to get in here and we had to talk some games.
Yeah, no, it worked out.
Yeah.
Just a quick shout out
Yeah,
to
well.
Pierenplug. He's from the Netherlands.
Hey,
Hey, Peer and Plug, is it? Peer and Pluck? Is that it?
Pierenplug. Yeah.
Pieren. Oh, so you guys
Yeah.
roll your
It's like-
R's. You
Cool.
guys roll your R's like we do.
Yeah.
Yeah. Jews, we roll our R's too. So, welcome, Pier and Pluck. Nice to see you. Sorry we're ending. And don't worry, Thomas. Don't worry. I was late
Yeah.
too. Don't worry.
Yeah, they're just getting up. It's
Right, they're just waking
6
up.
hours ahead.
Yeah, this is a short 2-hour stream, believe it or not. We just literally hit 2 hours. That's the shortest stream we've had in a long time. But we'll be back. So next week, all right, next week is we're going to do our game stream night, something we started last month with I wanted to say Valhalla, but that's not the game. Dungeons and Dragons
yeah.
Valhalla. Dungeons and Dragons Valhalla. There you go. What the hell's the name of that game? Dungeons and Dragons. Oh my
Dark
gosh. Thank
Dark
you,
Alliance,
Dark
yeah.
Alliance. That starts with a V. Dark Alliance and
Close enough.
yeah, and so what'd you say? Ascent? The Ascent? I'm down for that if you guys are.
It's coming out in Game Pass. So
I'm down
Is it
for
coming
that.
out next week?
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
All right,
We'll
so
do that.
if it's on time, I'm good for that.
Yeah.
Oh, good to see you in person. Where did you meet him? He's a friend of yours, an old friend, isn't he?
No. Actually, I think it's through Wandering's Dutch channel, their Discord, and they were streaming on Twitch some minute chicken dinner.
Oh, nice.
So
Okay.
hang out and start talking. Talking.
Oh, good.
Nice.
Hey,
So,
happy birthday to midweek, not midweek, mix up. Damn it. I'm done. I'm out.
Midweek mix up.
No, it's mix up. Damn it. Please, hopefully Dutch. Please don't tell Dutch I did this.
Thank you.
Midweek
That's-
mix up.
Midweek, it is midweek mix up. I was right.
Yeah.
Happy birthday to midweek mix up.
Their first birthday.
Their first birthday. Happy birthday, guys.
A nice stream going on today. A lot of guests.
Yep, I see that. You can tell them. I got it right, and happy birthday to them. So, good guys. Wandering Dutch is cool guys. So, and okay, so next week we'll play the Ascent. On October 5th, we welcome Joe Vinter from I don't know what the name of his company
Song
is.
of
but-
Iron. Oh,
Is that what's the name of the company? Hold on. I got all the press stuff. It is
Song of Iron Company?
Song of Iron Inc. Oh my God, he's gonna hear this and go, "Yeah, I'm not coming on now."
LLC.
Right, I'm not coming on now. You guys suck. That Myke guy. Everybody hates me. See, everybody hates me. Well, what is the name of his company? It doesn't even say on his. It doesn't say on his site. So maybe he doesn't have a company. Maybe it's just Joe Vinter Inc. Oh.
Yeah, I mean, he's developing it himself.
Yeah. All right. So
Yeah,
we're going to
so-
have him on. And then at some point, we're going to have Psychonauts on. And then on August 26th, we have Eternal Should Die. It's going to be a fun couple of months, guys. So,
Yeah,
Yeah, good
a
stuff.
lot of great games coming out.
Great games.
Now, soon, August. and
Yep.
Just getting better. Rest of the year.
I think from now until
Absolutely.
the end of the year, we'll be like buried.
I know. I got to get to playing. So
Now you have to play your PlayStation as well.
I know. I got to get some games.
At least you drive on Catch Dust.
This is true.
It's an advantage with an all digital one.
That's right. All right. Thank you all. I'm going to hit the wrap up button here. Where's the wrap up? Oops. And thanks for hanging out in the chat. Yes, we did do the Battlefield 2042 Portal pattern pluck. If you want to back up a little bit and check it out, we did discuss that. Just so you know, we start our time 9 p.m. I don't know what is that in the Netherlands, Peter? I don't have my atomic clock on.
3
What
a.m.
is it?
3 a.m. Gotcha.
Yeah.
So 3 a.m. your time, 9 p.m. our time is when we get started. Hopefully all is good. Anyway,
We tend to
Don't
go
forget-
long, so that's why.
yes,
those
we
guys are
do. So
waking
it's
up
kind
and
of
like,
funny,
"Oh,
right?
yeah."
Yeah, they're just getting started. No. So don't forget also, since he may still be in the chat, Mav, tomorrow night is Xbox Ultimate. Start your weekend off right with great Xbox talk with the Magnificent Seven, which also AssassinLupa is part of that.
Xbox Ultimate.
Yes, AssassinLupa is part of that that
Mhm.
crew, and she is awesome. So by all means, check them out tomorrow, and then all the Gamers United Guild shows you see below, just all through the weekend and through the next week. Again, guys, those of you who are in the chat, who hung out in the chat from 9 to 10:20 with no show, just hanging in the chat, waiting for me to get home to get started. I love you guys so much, and you all know I mean it because I get emotional and I get sappy about this. So you guys know that I truly mean it. But the fact that there were 13 people just hanging out in the chat with no show running, You don't understand what that means to us. You really don't. So, thank you so much.
No, energy family, man, just awesome.
Yeah. We love you too,
Yeah, it's
Sister
just-
Lupa.
Just getting better.
Yep. So, but hey,
It's
It's always time for a
everyone.
nap, Witty.
Yeah.
Always time for
Yeah.
And good to see you, Witty. Always good to see you, my brother.
Yep.
We do miss you. We really do. You and Coop. We love you, Coop. Can't wait till you got a schedule where you can get back in gaming with us. We do
Yeah.
miss you guys. We really do. Seriously. We are family, Lupa. Support and be supported. That's what it's all about. So, but good night, everybody. Have a great weekend. Thank you, brother Lance. Have a great weekend. Pick up a controller, get some playtime in. We'll see you next week for some Ascent. And
Yeah.
yeah. So good night, everyone. Play on, gamers.
Game on, guys.